Now that we have the basics in terms of keyframes and animation within After Effects, let's look at something a little bit more complicated, which is adapting the timing of your animation. So first, I'm going to get rid of this animation channel in Scale. And the easiest way to do that is to just click this stopwatch again, but be cautious, this will delete all of the keyframes, all the interpolation, everything you did. But it's a good way to start over, and sometimes, well, sometimes you just need to start over. So I'm going to turn this off. That's now off. And so now we're back to what we had at the beginning. And let's just play this through a little bit. So as I'm looking at this, there's a couple things, right? There's a lot going on. There's a lot of frames. The frames look pretty good. There's pretty complicated action going on, but it's a little fast overall. This was animated what's known as on the twos, right? So this is actually animated at 12 frames per second. We still always want to be working in 24 frames per second in post-production, right? Because we're working in the delivery format. We're working in the format that people are actually going to consume. But I want to slow this down a little bit and let it have a little bit more time. So first I'm going to slow this down globally. And what globally means in any kind of computer graphic situation is sort of for the whole thing, right? So if I slow this down globally, I'm slowing this down for the entire clip. So let's context click the clip here in the layers pane. And we're going to go to time. And we're going to do a time stretch on this. So the time stretch window gives you some useful information. First, we have the original duration, which is 4 seconds and 15 frames, right, out of 24. You can always tell it's 24 because it says base 24 over here. A stretch factor, which is blue, which means you can click on it. And a new duration, which currently is the same as the original duration. If I want to slow this down, let's say I want to make this half speed. In that case, I would stretch the time by 200% for a total of 9 seconds and 6 frames. If I want to make it faster, I use a number smaller than 100 here. So for instance, if I want to make it twice as fast, I make this 50%. And that's going to give me an overall length of 2 seconds and 8 frames. Of course, I don't actually want it to be faster. So let's bring this back up to 200 and click OK. And then we're going to see what we have. But remember, we're now outside the work area because the program is now twice as long. So let's adjust first the viewable area and then the work area so that we can look at all these frames. I'm going to hit play so that it can load. And now, running at about half speed, it's much more legible.